Hey guys, currently 174 pounds. Wanted to talk about something, an epiphany of some sort that I've come to. The first thing is the reason I keep binging and overeating, as you guys have known, 180, 170, 165, back up to 175, back up to 180, going back down again, up and down over the course of the past 2 years. Why? Because I emotionally eat. When I was growing up, I I would come home from school at 3 p.m. For the next 3 hours, my mom was home. So she goes to work at 6. I'm home from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. with her, and if I'm not doing my homework, then she starts griping and yelling at me, or not yelling, but pestering at me to do my homework. So in order to avoid doing my homework, I would eat because hey, I'm hungry. You can't make me do my homework if I'm still eating, right? So I initially started eating for 1 hour, and then it turned into 2 hours, and then 3 hours, and soon enough, food became a way of me procrastinating and avoiding negative things that I didn't want to do. Coming into adulthood, I'm 25 now. Um, when I don't want to do something, when I procrastinate, I eat. Also, when I feel negative emotions and I feel stressed, I also eat. Also, when I feel a lack of fulfillment in life and I feel empty inside, I also eat. And so, any kind of negative emotion, any kind of fear, like if something happens to me, for example, like oh, am I gonna get fired, or my boss is gonna talk to me tomorrow? I'm anxious. I don't know what to do, or does this girl like me or not? Anything that I'm unsure on, I'm gonna instead of I my outlet to relieve that anxiety is by eating. And so what I've decided from now on, that this is the major issue behind against me being shredded. That without this emotional eating, I'm able to lose weight very easily. And I know this because when I was on a strict diet, it was very easy for me to lose weight. So what am I gonna do? The issue is I've identified that when negative emotions come, such as anxiety, I avoid the problem mentally and instead go to food to feel better. What I'm gonna do from now on is I'm gonna live a life without fear. It doesn't mean that I'm not gonna register fear as an emotion. I will still feel fear. I'm just not going to behave based on fear. Previously, whenever something bad came up, I would avoid confronting it. I would avoid solving the issue, and instead I would go to food. So let me give you an example. If, for example, my boss said, "Hey, come in on Monday. I want to talk to you." The solution, I think, hey, look, if I don't really like the job to begin with, I'll just say, hey, you know what? No need to talk to me. I resign. Just like that. That closes that book right there. There's no more anxiety. I've confronted the problem. I've problem solved. Okay. Now, a less extreme example, if a girl, let's say she's losing attraction, doesn't want to see me anymore. I write down, okay, can I find someone better? If the answer is no, then I'm going to do everything in my power to get her. And if the answer is yes, which it always has been, um, because as long as you're improving yourself, you can always find a better girl. But anyways, I suppose that's the point. If the answer is yes, you can find someone better, then I can mentally relinquish her from my thoughts. Okay, I'm going to start looking for someone better. Okay, not the healthiest way to do it, but I'm still learning, guys. The point is, confront the problem, make a decision just right on the spot, and act on it. Okay. One more example that I'm going to give you guys. One of my professors said, "Hey, there's a mandatory assignment that you're not doing. Is there any reason why you're not doing this?" This person, she is pretty emotional, I'd say. So I don't want to piss her off. What am I gonna do? Well, I can either do the assignment, which I don't want to do, or give her a bullshit excuse, or not respond. Those are my three options. So I write down those three options and I pick one of those three, and that's relieves the anxiety. And for me, I just pick, I'm not going to respond to her. I'll just ignore her completely. To just, whatever, it's fine. So, anyways, the point is, I decided that from now on, any problem in my life, I'm going to make a decision right on the spot. And if it's a huge decision, then I'm going to start drafting pros and cons list for every single decision, lay out my options, write a pros and cons list for every single option, and then I'm going to make a decision based on that and act on it immediately. Take the first step right away so that I don't procrastinate, so that there's no anxiety for me to overeat. That's one part. So my solution to overeating is just confronting your problems and having no fear. The second thing I wanted to say was, some people may think that the other way of dealing with emotional eating is by escaping the problem and then using another outlet like cigarettes or drugs or alcohol to solve that problem. Or maybe even working out and exercise. Whatever the case may be, some other people either deliberately or subconsciously decide that I'm still gonna run away from our problems. The only difference is that instead of running to food, I'm gonna run to alcohol, drugs, working out, sex, or any other vice. And I think that is not the way to become the strongest version of yourself. I don't think that's what a self-actualized human being would do. I think the best thing to do is to take on the courage and make that decision. At the end of the day, courage is about making decisions. Strength, not physical strength, but strength of character, has to do with making decisions. And so I decided from now on that I'm going to start acting with courage, and instead of fear. I'm still going to feel fear, but I'm going to make a decision and confront the issue right away, regardless of how large the calamity is. So that's the realization. To summarize, in the future, to solve emotional eating forever, I'm going to confront all of my problems. And I'm going to make sure that if my life is unfulfilling, that I start filling in those gaps of free time with something that is fulfilling. I'm going to read a book that I'm interested in. Okay, for me, it has interest to do with addiction. I'm interested in addiction. I'm going to watch porn. I'm going to do my homework. I'll sign up for it. If I don't have any homework, if I don't have any work, I'll apply for another job. Even if I'm happy with the job I am now, which I am pretty happy with. But I'm still going to apply for another job just for the sake of advancing in life. So the point is instead of running away from problems and having unfulfilled life, instead of having an unfulfilled life, I'm just going to make my life fulfilling. How? By constantly improving and improving my circumstances, and making myself smarter and more knowledgeable, making myself kinder, more understanding, more patient, treat people better, just like John Meadows. Anyways, 174 pounds. I'm very optimistic that this time, now and forevermore, I'm going to reach my goal of 155 pounds shredded and maintain it for the rest of my life. Okay, currently 174.